Have you ever bought something that felt absolutely necessary in the moment, only to wonder the next day why you even bought it? Maybe it was a new phone, a pair of sneakers, a gadget that promised to change your life. Or maybe it was one of those online deals that seemed too good to pass up. At the time, it felt like the right decision. But then the excitement faded, and all that was left was less money in your account. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of people fall into the exact same trap every single day. And it's called the 24-hour spending trap. A trap so powerful that it quietly steals thousands of dollars from ordinary people every year without them even realizing it. What's scary is that this trap doesn't care whether you're rich or poor. It doesn't care whether you earn $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month. It affects almost everyone, and if you're not careful, it can stop you from building wealth no matter how much money you make. But today, I'm going to show you exactly how this trap works, why your brain falls for it, and how a simple rule can help you keep more of your hard-earned money. Make sure you stay until the end, because the final strategy is so simple that anyone can use it immediately. Let's begin. Picture this. You're relaxing at home after a long day. You open social media, you start scrolling. A few funny videos, a few photos. Then suddenly, you see an advertisement. It's the perfect product. Exactly what you've been thinking about lately. The ad says it's on sale. The timer says the offer ends tonight. The website claims there are only a few items left. Suddenly, your heart starts racing. Your mind begins imagining how much better life will be once you own it. Within minutes, you're reaching for your wallet, and before you know it, you've made the purchase. What just happened? Did you carefully analyze whether you truly needed the item? Probably not. Did you compare alternatives? Most likely not. What happened is something much more powerful. Your emotions took control. You see, companies spend billions of dollars every year learning how human psychology works. They know exactly how to trigger emotions that make people spend money. One of the most powerful tools they use is urgency. When you think something might disappear, your brain instantly values it more. It's called the fear of missing out, and it causes people to make decisions they would never make if given enough time to think. But there's another reason this happens. Dopamine. The brain's reward chemical. Most people think dopamine appears after they buy something. But research suggests that anticipation often creates an even stronger dopamine response than ownership itself. In simple terms, the excitement of buying is often more enjoyable than actually having the thing you bought. That's why the thrill disappears so quickly after a purchase. The excitement was never really about the product. It was about the anticipation. And that's exactly where the 24-hour spending trap begins. The trap works because your emotional brain wants immediate satisfaction. It wants pleasure right now, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. But here's the interesting part. Most impulse purchases lose their power surprisingly fast. Sometimes within a few hours, sometimes within a day. That's why successful savers use something called the 24-hour rule. The rule is incredibly simple. Whenever you want to buy something that isn't essential, wait 24 hours before making the purchase. That's it. No complicated spreadsheets, no advanced financial knowledge, just wait. At first, that might sound too simple to work, but that's exactly why it's so effective. Because time weakens emotional decisions. When you revisit the purchase a day later, your brain starts asking better questions. Do I actually need this? Will I still care about it next week? Am I buying this because it improves my life? Or am I buying it because I'm bored? The answers often surprise people. Many purchases that felt urgent yesterday suddenly feel unnecessary today. And that single day of waiting can save hundreds or even thousands of dollars every year. Now, let's talk about something most people never calculate: the true cost of impulse spending. Imagine you spend just $10 every day on things you don't really need. Maybe it's an extra snack, a subscription you rarely use, a random online purchase. $10 doesn't sound dangerous. In fact, most people wouldn't even think twice about spending it. But over the course of 1 year, that's $3,650. Think about that. Nearly $4,000. Gone, not because of one big mistake, but because of hundreds of tiny decisions. Now imagine investing that money instead. Imagine putting it toward a business, a skill, an investment account, or simply saving it for future opportunities. The difference becomes enormous over time. This is why wealthy people often pay attention to small expenses, not because they're obsessed with every dollar, but because they understand that small decisions repeated consistently create massive results. And here's something even more important. Many purchases have very little to do with the item itself. They are emotional purchases. People shop when they're stressed. People shop when they're lonely. People shop when they're bored. People shop when they feel unsuccessful. The purchase becomes an emotional escape, a temporary boost, a quick hit of happiness. But because the real problem was emotional, the happiness doesn't last. The item arrives, the excitement disappears, and the underlying feeling remains. This cycle repeats again and again, which is why one of the most powerful questions you can ask before spending money is this: what am I really trying to fix right now? Sometimes the answer has nothing to do with the product. Sometimes you're not buying a new gadget. You're buying distraction. Sometimes you're not buying new clothes. You're buying confidence. Sometimes you're not buying food. You're buying comfort. Understanding this can completely change your financial future, because once you recognize emotional spending, it becomes much easier to control. Now let's talk about how wealthy people often approach money differently. One major difference isn't intelligence, it isn't luck, and it isn't necessarily income. It's patience. Many people make spending decisions extremely quickly, but they make investing decisions very slowly. They'll spend hundreds of dollars in minutes, yet they'll spend months hesitating to invest in their future. Wealthy people often reverse this process. They take their time before spending, and they move quickly when genuine opportunities appear. They understand that every dollar has a job. Every dollar spent today is a dollar that cannot grow tomorrow. And over years, that mindset creates a massive difference. The truth is that financial success isn't usually built through one giant decision. It's built through thousands of small decisions made consistently, and that brings us to the challenge. For the next 30 days, I want you to test the 24-hour rule. Every non-essential purchase, every online deal, every impulse buy, every limited-time offer. Wait 24 hours, add it to a wish list, take a screenshot, save it for later, then come back the next day. You may be shocked by what happens. Many things will no longer seem important, so some things you'll still want, and that's okay. The goal isn't to stop spending forever. The goal is to stop letting emotions control your spending, because when you learn to pause before purchasing, you gain something far more valuable than money. You gain control, and control is the foundation of wealth. So the next time you're tempted to buy something immediately, remember this: if it still feels important tomorrow, it will still be there tomorrow. But if the desire disappears overnight, you've just saved yourself money, and possibly much more than money. You've protected your future. If you found value in this video, make sure to subscribe for more practical lessons about money, wealth building, and financial freedom. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what is the biggest impulse purchase you've ever made? I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.